Hi, I'm Ricky. I am one half of the Tender Trainers. We at the Tender Trainers, we train subcontractors on how to tender effectively. So, our goal is basically to help you make this process as simple and successful as possible so you can win those bigger contracts with less stress. I try and do these on a regular basis. So, yeah, feel free, jump on. Um, Ask me a question or DM me something that might be a good topic to cover. I'd be more than happy to accommodate. All right, let's get into it. So, this week, topic for discussion that I've chosen is around cost tracking. I've chosen this because I'm doing this with a few of my clients at the moment. So, what I'm talking about is cost control. So, ultimately, what I'm this is what I'm talking about is tracking your costs throughout the job and then comparing them against the budget. So we're doing this to make sure that we're on track with our budget. So just to be clear, this is something that all main contractors do, and they usually do it on a monthly reporting cycle. So all of my experience with main contractors, we would be tracking our costs and we'd be reporting to the commercial manager on a monthly basis on how we're tracking against the budget. So this is done very, very thoroughly by main contractors to ensure they come out with their target profit, and you should be too. So when you track your costs and you report it against your budget, there is going to be some major benefits, right? So what are they, and why should you take the time and do it? Why is it worth the effort? I'm going to go through that, right? So firstly, when you regularly check your costs, how your costs are tracking, you're doing this on a regular basis, you quickly identify where the price or the budget is lacking. And when you're aware of this, you can course correct to mitigate losing money. So I'm going to give you an example where I've actually done this in the past. When I was working as a project manager and responsible for costs on my job, we would track the costs, and through the tracking the costs, I identified that an operation on the job was losing money. In this case, it was a trenching and laying pipe operation. So we were burning money through that operation. We weren't making money. Um, what I did then is I worked with the foreman, and we changed the crew a little bit, and we also off hired a little bit of plant. And what this did, it pulled that operation back into profit. And at the end of the job, we actually came out at our target budget. So that's just an example of what this can do, where we were losing money in an operation. We became aware of it through cost tracking, and then we fixed it and pulled it back into profit. Doing this, the cost tracking, it's also going to help you identify where issues are that might be claimable as a variation. So when you find that an operation through your cost tracking is losing money and you analyze why, you might identify it's actually because of something that's out of your control and it's a claimable item, so it's a variation. It can help you with that process and the identification of the variation. And another very important reason for doing this is when it comes to your tendering, when you identify issues, you can feed the issues back into your estimate, so your pricing going forward, estimating going forward, so that the problems don't reoccur. So, for example, again, on a job, we identified that we didn't allow enough time in the estimate for a certain activity. So we lost money on that activity because we didn't allow enough time in the program. And what we do then is we've identified that through our cost tracking. We can make sure that the allowance for this activity in terms of time is rectified in our pricing going forward, and we're not carrying forward the same issues. Yeah, basically, if you aren't aware of the problem, you can't fix it, right? And if you're leaving it until the end of the job without strategizing, you're leaving it too much to luck for my liking, to be honest. So this is why cost tracking throughout the job and comparing against the budget throughout the job is an important exercise. Yeah, I've seen it way too many times where through my experience where the lessons learned, they're not really truly learned, and they don't carry forward into the next project when we're pricing at tender stage. And being in tune with your costs on the job and being able to feed that into the estimating going forward is critical. And I haven't seen it done well often enough, and I encourage you to do it. Yeah, so cost tracking, it allows you to fix your estimating issues and really importantly, hone your pricing, right? It's helping you avoid repeat pricing issues. Yeah, we do get asked this, so I thought this live is a good one to discuss it. So when we work with clients, making them strong in their tendering and in their profit and their margin and stuff, implementing a cost tracking system like this, one that you're comparing your cost to date versus your budget. This is a really important step to your financial security. Yeah. So in summary, our costs and our estimate, it's not just a set and forget element. We need to be checking we are on track to making profit, and also to identify issues so that we can fix them, right? This shouldn't be left to chance. Cost control, it's an important tool to ensuring profit, and I highly encourage you to implement something if you haven't already. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to do another live soon on another impactful tendering topic. That's it. Thank you. And I will see you again soon.